everybody, this is John from PhoneDog.com, and today I'll be unboxing the Android-powered Behold 2 from Samsung. Adriana was at the unveiling in New York City yesterday, so be sure to check out her coverage on PhoneDog. I'll be doing some Q&A videos and other stuff for Droid Dog, so check that out as well. I also want to say thanks to Best Buy Mobile for hooking us up with a couple of these Behold 2s. First for review and eventually to give away to OnePod Bandit winners. So our gratitude goes out to Best Buy, eliminators of the evil mail-in rebate. Alright, let's get to it. If I can get it out of there. Alright, I had to cut just a little bit out there because I had the phone number right on top of the box. This is the first time I've seen the packaging. So you've got the little cube on front there that's cut out, showing a picture on the inner box. Take the sleeve off and there's the image of the phone with a cube behind it, little Android notes, musical notes. Okay. This one has been opened before. This is one of those T-Mobile deals where they put all the documentation inside the cover. So you've got guide on T-Mobile services, Behold 2 user's manual, and a quick getting started and having fun guide. And there's the phone. See if there's anything else under here real quick. Okay, so we got 3.5mm headphone jack, and there's one button on the controller for the headphones there, and a mic it looks like. SD card adapter. I believe the Behold 2 ships with a 2GB card but can handle up to 16GB. Ooh, it's a pretty nice sleeve for it. I'm not sure exactly what it is. It feels, it's like an imitation suede kind of thing, but I'm sure it's not real suede. AC adapter to micro USB, and your data cable, USB to micro USB. So that's everything that's in the box. Get all this stuff aside here, and we'll take a look at the phone. Just rearrange the camera real quick. Now in terms of specs, the Behold 2, the specs are going to be really familiar to most of us that have been paying attention to Android. It's a 528 megahertz processor. The display is 3.2 inches, 320 by 480. The camera is 5 megapixels with flash and autofocus, and the battery is 1500 milliampere hours. So in that respect, you know, the camera, the 3.5-inch audio jack, and the battery, it's more like the hero than previous Android devices. And I've got a very noisy bug in the lamp on the ceiling here. Okay. It feels really nice. Got this brushed metal panel down here that's then painted black. Got send, end, menu, back, home, and cube, which is of course what's setting this phone apart from other Androids. Adriana said it was a little bit gimmicky. She wasn't sure how long that the novelty for that would last. I can't tell if I'm supposed to be peeling this protective cover off or if it's like a decal. No, it looks like it should come off. I don't want to peel the map off of the back here. That was a pretty quick boot. So here we are on the home screen. I'm not going to go too in depth here, but I just want to check out this help I'm trapped inside a cube UI. Maybe it's still booting up because it's not very responsive just yet. I'm going to have to edit that out there. Okay. Just a second so I can clear these notifications. And now that they're clear, I'll show you the notification bar. You've got a recent apps button. Up at the top you've got phone, which is settings for your phone. and I'm not going to click all of them, but Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and GPS. So that's a handy way to get to those settings really quickly instead of having a widget or an icon to launch a settings app. That's pretty handy. Recent apps. It's got a little tutorial and familiar TouchWiz interface. See what happens if I hold down home. I get the same thing. So that's obviously a customized recent applications window there. Got these indicators at the top to show you which desktop you're on, and yes, now that it's finished loading, it's much more responsive. This reminds me of the Omnia HD, and I know that they've done this on at least one or two other phones. But let's try the Cube deal. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, I mean, obviously I've used it for all of like 10 seconds here, but I can see what Adriana is saying. I mean, I don't know if I would really use that too often. Does it really demand a dedicated key? I don't know. I'll get into that stuff later. But let's just tap around real quick. Some cool animations there. See what the browser looks like real quick. And why not do a couple side-by-sides here while that browser page is loading. I don't have Wi-Fi hooked up yet, so you're seeing that on T-Mobile's network. Alright, so we've got Behold 2, Aeris, and Droid. Adriana already did a bunch of really good comparison shots that you should check out at PhoneDog, but I'll just give you a video look here. Make sure these are lined up. So Behold is just a little bit longer than Aeris. A little bit shorter than Droid. Thickness, a little bit thicker than Aeris. A little bit thinner than Droid. It's definitely not as wide as Droid. Aeris is very close, but Aeris is just a little less wide than Behold. So there's the browser. I'm not going to go in depth here. The clickable circles feels pretty good. So this looks more like a TouchWiz keyboard than the Android one. Let me see if I can. It's got a T9 option, but let me see if it's got any kind of. What, I can't do that. Just have to go back first. Back again. Alright, I guess you just have to back out of the keyboard. Let's go into messaging just because I want to see if there's any kind of corrections. Suggestions. Do a new one so we don't give away my phone number there. Demo phone number. Okay. Okay, it doesn't look like it's doing anything like that. I might need to turn on an option for suggestions and autocorrection. But, you know, that was reasonably quick. It's a pretty decent keyboard, I think, so far. First impression, of course. All of this is familiar Samsung TouchWiz UI. That's kind of cool. Seems a little bit slow, but that's the first time I launched it. Applications dock. I'm seeing a lot of custom applications in here, which we'll get to later. Let's check out the camera real quick. I want to see if they have some custom software on there. Yeah, that looks pretty neat. So there you go. I'm anxious to dig deeper into this, and I'm already going too far for an unboxing. But that's what this is, so I'm going to stop right now. Remember that I'll be doing my regular Q&A over at Droid Dog, so you can either text me your questions at 503-MOB-BARK. Nobody's going to be checking voicemails or answering the phone. Or you can @reply me on Twitter. That's phonedog_John. And be sure to tell me which phone you're asking about, because I get a lot of these questions. So if you just started off with behold, can it do such and such? So, alright, stay tuned for more coverage on Phone Dog and Droid Dog. Take care, everybody.